Okay. Well, what a nice little place this guy has. Hello. Human noble. What is it? And you are? The man before you is old, but still holds himself with strength and dignity. He seems to take all of you in at once, weighing what he sees before him. My name is Maximilian. Well, a pleasure, Maximilian. Might I ask you a few questions? Of course. What are you doing out here? That's my business, friend. The Isle of Despair is no place to be asking a man about his past. I recommend you mind your business, sir. Well, every man has his secrets. Believe me, I understand. He seems a little surprised. He gives you a shrewd look, making a new appraisal. You're right. Please forgive my short-sightedness. No doubt you've things of value to share as well. Perhaps you and I might have something to speak of after all. So tell me about yourself, Maximilian. Perhaps now is a good time to tell stories, but forgive me if I am a little leery of companionship. I've spent many years out here in the wilds by myself. Might I ask you to tell me of yourself before I begin? Oh, of course. Let's tell him the whole thing. He is silent for a long time. Then it seems grave times have come to Arcanum, and somehow you've become entangled in her problems. You're a brave soul, sir. Few are those who would do the things you've done. Well, really not. You've done really nothing. Up till now. Well, I just want people to stop trying to kill me, mostly. With all our reasons, I suppose. I'm not a man to judge one way or another, but I do know that in the end a man is the sum of his actions. You will be weighed in the same manner. So why don't you tell me your story, Maximilian? Yes, it is long past time that someone know my tale. Tell me, friend, do you know of anything of the kingdom of Cambria, her capital city of Dernholm, King Praetor the First? Well, yes. I've been there before. I see. The Cambria I speak of was a much different place, far different than what it is today, I'm sure. I speak of a time when Cambria was a powerful kingdom, when the elves and dwarves would come to her walls to pay tribute to her king, when the banners of the famed dragon knights were a thing to be respected and feared. I've seen Cambria. It falls far from what you describe. No, there's no doubt that Cambria is but a shadow of her former glory. The day came long ago when her fate was sealed, the day when technology began to rival magic, when the old ways began to fall to the new. So what happened? Did Cambria resist that change? Yes, and vehemently. The king at the time, Torvald, was a wise and brave man, but set in his ways. He was cut from sterner stuff, but he was like stone, unwavering but inflexible. He failed to see how Cambria needed to grow, to change. And so he passed laws outlawing the use of technology in its lands, and set a ruling council of mages advisors at his side. For years Cambria was still very strong and influential, but it was only a matter of time. So what happened? Well, Cambria was surpassed, both in commerce and in power. When mighty Tarant demanded the release of certain disputed lands, Cambria was taught a harsh lesson. The armies of Cambria were slaughtered, the dragon knights cut down by gun and cannon fire. The glory of older days was lost. And what of King Torvald? What happened to him? He was killed. He led the final charge of the dragon knights and was shot as any common soldier, unwavering and brave to the end. Okay, I see. What does all of this have to do with you, Maximilian? with the death of Torrent came a power struggle. There were those who believed that Cambria should embrace the new age to seek a better way and make her powerful again. But others thought differently. Yes, some people cannot see the answer, even when it is laid before them in the form of a dead king. Torrent had 2 sons. The older son believed in the new ways, and the younger son believed in nothing. And so, the Mage Council that Torrent had put in place put their influence behind the younger son. Wasn't the older son heir to the throne by birthright? Yes, but men will create all manner of evil in pursuit of power. The Mage Council, who controlled the younger son, brought false allegation against the older son, charging him with treason. He was taken in the night and sent away to rot in prison for the rest of his days. The older son? By the gods! Yes, stranger, the older son was me. I was sent here by my own brother, King Praetor the First of Cambria, and I've been here ever since. I don't know what to say. I have no words. No words are necessary, Friend, you've done enough to sit here and listen to my story. I've made peace with my past. Life here on the Isles is harsh, but a man learns to live with himself, to accept what life brings. But it was so unfair. Perhaps I could bring you home. No, my time in Cambria has passed. If my brother lives, I'm sure he has paid the price due him. He was young and foolish. When one is a king, life is unforgiving when you live so. But Cambria, perhaps the kingdom still needs you. He looks at you, then away to the west. I can still feel her, you know, the stone walls of Dernholm, the rolling hills and vales, the trumpet blast of the dragon knights marching to battle. I wake up sometimes and I forget where I am. Come back with me, Maximilian, it's not too late. He looks back again. Perhaps. I will ask you this, friend. The captain of the Dragon Knights was a man named Warren Peldar. He was my one true friend. If he still lives, and cares to do so, tell him I am here, and that I'd enjoy once more the pleasure of his company. I already know of Warren Peldar. Sorrow passes over his face, so... My old friend is dead, he shall be missed. But this Liana, his daughter, you say? Tell me, what is she like? She's a warrior like her father? I see. Perhaps Cambria still has a burning heart. If you wish, go to Liana Peldar and tell her I am here. Who knows what will come of such things? You see a hard look come over his face, a proud look. Of course, I will tell her. Of that I promised you. I would greatly appreciate it, friend. Good luck to you wherever your travels might take you. Farewell, Maximilian. Oh, just wait. I've brought you a jug of moonshine from Norian. You have? I see that Norian hadn't the backbone to deliver it himself. Not that I can blame him. The wilds are no place to be risking your neck for a jug of potato wine. I appreciate it, stranger. I'm sure he wants a receipt. Of course. Here you go. He hands you a note. Thank you. I must leave. Ah, wow. Looking everywhere, he has nothing. It's sundown, right? Maybe we should... sorry. Okay, so that was interesting. Who would have said? Let's go to Shade Speech. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Well, the beast is... Oh. Giant arachnids. This one is different. That's a red spider. Oh, great. Oh, well. You're dreadful, spider. Oh, thank God. I was saved. I am encumbered? Do you have nothing? They have no loot, right? Okay. Wow. Okay, this is beautiful. Oh, here he comes. A schematic. Oh, you noticed us? Cool. I tried. Oh look, an ancient pocket watch. Another schematic. How pretty is this thing? Looks like it could have been a submarine. Or a flying something. Well, flying. It has the shape of a fish, so one would think submarine, I suppose. I have received the moonshine, of course. Let me see. Oh, I cannot read this. I've learned that. Yes, I've learned that. I've learned 2 schematics instead of selling them, which is cool. I thought that I could see what kind of schematic it was, but let's take a look. Where are they? Okay, the reanimator. And the Bronwick's gun. Okay. Gunsmiths of Vendigroth. Vendigrothian science. The schematic is printed on a strange sort of paper and looks to be very old. The writing is faded almost beyond recognition. Okay. Cool. An ancient looking glass. We have found some junk. Let's see. Ancient looking glass, the ancient pocket watch. Yeah, I'm putting this on before I forget and they kill us. Ancient gears. What did you find?
What is it that you want to?
Ancient filament. There shouldn't be anything else. Okay. Oh God.
Oh, you'll not defeat anyone like that, friend.
I'm sorry, I'm a backstabber. A skull crusher. Giant apes. Look, more. Is he dead? Ah, let's kill another one. Wow, Mr. Dixon. That was good. Oh, you're becoming powerful. I mean, when you're in the right position. Let's go to the women's camp. I think she's the chief or something. What brings you to our tribe, boy? Where did you get the headband? Well, it was given to me by a poor woman who wishes to join you. Is she not here herself? She's not able to escape from the southern encampment. We do not need those that cannot fend for themselves. So... you would simply leave her to rot? Perhaps you don't realize where you are. Look around. This is a wasteland that devours the unprepared. At least she's protected in the encampment. We cannot afford to have someone who needs to be helped along. What should I tell her? That you don't care she's suffering? I feel for her, but out here feelings mean nothing. I can give you this old pistol to bring to her. She hands you an old rusty pistol. Tell her to use it to escape if she means to join up with us. You realize she's surrounded by a bunch of men. Charging the gates with that pistol would be suicide. Better to die fighting than to live a torturous life. I do not think she will be relieved to hear that. Such is life. Is there anything else? What about you then? I was sent here for killing a man that was beating me, and I refused to be trapped in the men's encampment when I arrived. My women have either escaped the encampment or avoided it altogether from the time they've arrived. Well, that's quite the tale. Though I would think you would more take pity on other women, maybe. I mean, I understand her philosophy, but... well, I mean, these chicks, they're not gonna risk everything to get her out of there, that's for sure, so that's a point in their favor. Well, we will be going then. Goodbye. Oh, these ones don't talk. Is there anything around here? Not really. They should build something, these girls. Like a wall as well. I wonder if I can take her home. I've never managed to do it. Okay, so I'm zigzagging for a while because I want to see if I can get a random encounter. No. I'm thinking. Nothing. You don't want to give me this random encounter? Fine. Wait, let's see if I can tell him to... Hey? Nothing. Let's talk to him then. Greetings. Well, we have dispatched the Sorcerer's Beast for you. Spectacular! Our small community thanks you. Here's a token of our appreciation. Okay. What can you tell me about nomadic women? Those uppity wenches want nothing to do with our bit of civilization we've built here. Too good to serve us, is what they thought. Ingrates. Yeah, I mean, how could they have given all this up? I do not appreciate your tone of sarcasm, stranger. Fine. Do you have something? No. He doesn't have anything. Oh, good God. Unidentified necklace. Doesn't look good. It might be cursed. Where am I? But I thought I put 2 points in charisma. Didn't I? Did I put it in dexterity instead? When I turned level 20, I've got 2 points. This is so weird. Okay, that was weird. I remember I did it. Did I reload or something? Okay, I'm gonna keep the point. Now that's weird. Because where else did I put those 2 points then? If I didn't put them in charisma. What the hell? I don't know, I'm gonna wait to take care of her. Let's give the note to this guy first. And then go barter some. Hello Norian, I delivered the moonshine, here's the note. You made it, I'm glad to see it. I appreciate the help, friend. Here's your jug of moonshine. He hands it to you. Good luck to you. I'm gonna give it to Sog. There, Sog. And now we're gonna... Hello? You? The old man before you is lean and scarred. Watch your step there, lad. This ain't the place for a weak spine. Perhaps you'd better move on. Well, I don't mean to be a bother. Might I ask who you are? He laughs at you. No, you may not. Your handmaiden manners are going to get you nothing around here, Milksop. I recommend you find somewhere else to look like a dullard. He turns away from you. Look, my patience Patience is running thing. Not in general, right now. I mean to know who you are. He regards you silently, then breaks into a smile. That's the spirit, lad. You might just have a little backbone yet. I'm called Gorin, master of the pit. What's your business here? Just taking a look around, Gorin. What's the pit? This here be the pit, lad. If there's a problem between two inmates here on the island, this is usually where it's resolved. Here or by Torvald Two Stones. Men do a lot of gambling on the outcomes, and there's a few men and women who make their way on the island by fighting here all the time. Okay. So what do you do here, Gorin? Me? I'm the master of this pit. I used to be a fighter many years ago. I oversee all of the fights, make sure no one goes in there who ain't supposed to be. I've been loyal to Torvald for a long time, and he takes care of his own. Who's Torvald Two Stones? Torvald Two Stones? He is the one who runs things on the island. Though little dwarf, been here longer than any of us. Tough little dwarf. Been here longer than any of us, and no one questions what he says. Got a big half-ogre named Ogden Big Fists to make sure it stays that way. Okay. I'm looking for some dwarves who might I see about that. Dwarfs, the only dwarf around here is Torvald Two Stones, and even if there was more, old Torvald is the only one that would matter. I'm not interested in scheduling a fight. Let's go to this guy here. I still don't know if I like the look of you or not. Yeah, Jones, one moment. Of course, what can old Jones do for you? I found some things on Shade's Beach. Let me see what you got. I found these ancient gears. Let's trade them. That looks like a good trade. Done, I'll take it, and you can have the weapon. He hands it to you. It's been a pleasure working with you. Okay, and with you as well, Jones. Good day. This he gave us, the ancient gun chassis. I don't think that was worth it. I mean, from what I gave to him, this seems far more valuable. Wait, he doesn't want anything else? You just make a good collector yourself, boy. Good doing business with you. Okay, I think maybe it's time to talk with the Ogden. Let's see what happens. Hello. I was told to speak to Ogden. I am Ogden. What is it you wish to speak to me about? It is imperative that I find the dwarf Torvald to speak with him. Torvald resides behind these doors. Only a select few are allowed an audience. It is my charge to filter out those undeserving of the honor. No offense, but you seem very articulate for an ogre. That's true. No offense perceived, sir. In actuality, I am but a half-ogre, never having had contact with either of my parents. I do not have any information as to the specific nature of my lineage. You never knew your parents? No, I have a vague recollection of the orphanage, though, but something about the memory seems a bit peculiar. What seems peculiar about it? It is a most strange thing. As I remember it, all the other children were half-ogres like myself. What's wrong with that? It is very rare that a human and an ogre would mate, and most of the time these couplings are the result of force. If there were significant numbers of rapes being committed by ogres, I believe the newspapers would have been overflowing with calls to eradicate ogres. Were you ever placed in a home? No, from a very early age I remember working in a printer's shop from the early morning hours to well into the evening. I would then retire to the storage room where I was allowed to rest for a few hours. The next day I would be up before daybreak to start again. That sounds truly distressing. How long did you work there for? I have no way to gauge how long I spent in that miserable shop. Eventually I was rescued by a well-to-do gnome who made a big show about paying the print master a sum of money for the inconvenience. I now recognize this as the accepted way to buy and sell individuals. I worked for Mr. Chaplain until I was sent here. Why were you sent here? Mr. Chaplain did not wish to have a savage serving his guests, so he hired a tutor for me. Miriam was her name. I never knew that humans could be kind, or even what kindness was, until I met her. She taught me for 3 years, until I began to ask too many questions. So what happened then? The more I questioned, the more agitated Mr. Chaplain became. Early one morning the constable came to the house and escorted me away. I didn't even see Mr. Chaplain. My fate did not become evident until I was on the ship coming here. Why did they send you here? I think I know. People don't like their property to ask too many difficult questions. Being an influential gnome, it was a simple matter for him to have me shipped here. I believe I was perceived as a potential agitator of the workers. Well, I'm sorry for you. Could you allow me to see Torvald? I have a very specific rule I am pledged to follow. No one enters without first proving themselves on the field of battle, so to speak. The field of battle? The field of battle in this instance would be the pit, barbaric but effective in deterring the undesirable element. Really? The pit? The island is sorely lacking in any kind of entertainment, so the men invented their own barbaric form, pit fighting. It sounds as if you don't necessarily approve of the pit fights. I don't mind them, they make my job easier, they're just not my particular brand of entertainment. I would rather pass the time with a good book. You appreciate a good book, do you? Sadly, yes. Why sadly? There are not many books on the island. What good is a love of books when there are none to be had? That's too bad indeed. Is fighting in the pit the only way to see Torvald? I'm afraid so. Oh, come on, you're an educated individual. You must see I'm not a commoner. Yes, it has been very pleasant speaking to you. It's a nice change. Must I bother with that barbaric pit fight? It's pointless violence. You seem like a decent chap, and I don't detect any subterfuge on your part. Torvald will be cross with me, but go on in. He hands you a key. Thank you. It has been my pleasure. Can I ask you some other questions? Have you of course, what is it you wish to know? Have you seen any dwarves other than Torvald here? No, I have not. Okay then. A pleasure to talk with you. Some beds. Oh god. Oof.